We've made it to another surah. Oh, assalamu alaikum, Aki. We've made it to another surah. We're on Surah Al-Ghashiyah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Number 1, has there reached you the report of the overwhelming event? Number 2, some faces that day will be humbled. Number 3, working hard and exhausted. Number 4, they will enter to burn in an intensely hot fire. Number 5, they will be given drink from a boiling spring. Number 6, for them there will be no food except from poisonous thorny plant. Number 7, which neither nourishes nor avails against hunger. Number 8, other faces that day will show pleasure. Number 9, with their effort they are satisfied. Number 10, in an elevated garden. Number 11, wherein they will hear no unsuitable speech. Number 12, within a flowing spring. Number 13, within it are couches raised high. 14, and cups put in place. 15, and cushions lined up. 16, and carpets spread around. 17, then do not look at the camels how they are created. Number 18, and at the sky how it is raised. 19, and at the mountains how they are erected. Footnotes. Al-Ghashiyah, the overwhelming one of the names of the resurrection. Another accepted meaning is that they were working hard and exhausted, i.e. doing deeds during worldly life which did not benefit them since they were unaccompanied by faith or done for the acceptance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, i.e. any insult, falsehood, immorality, idle or vain talk, etc. Number 20, and at the earth how it is spread out. 21, so remind, O Muhammad, you are only a reminder. 22, you are not over them a controller. 23, however he turns away and disbelieves. 24, then Allah will punish him with the greatest punishment. 25, indeed to us is their return. 26, then indeed upon us is their account. We've made it to another surah. We're on Surah Al-Fajr. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. 1, by the dawn. 2, and by the 10 nights. 3, and by the even number and the qad. 4, and by the night when it passes. 5, is there not in fall that an oath sufficient for one of perception? 6, have you not considered how your Lord dealt with Ad? 7, with Aram, who had lofty pillars. 8, the likes of whom had never created in the land. 9, and with Thamud, who carved out the rocks in the valley. 10, and with Pharaoh, owner of the stakes. 11, all of whom oppressed within the lands. 12, and increased therein the corruption. 13, so your Lord poured upon them a scourge of punishment. 14, and did your Lord as in an observation. 15, and as for man, when his Lord tries him and thus is generous to him and favors him, he says, my Lord has honored me. 16, but when he tries him and restricts him in provision, he says, my Lord has humiliated me. Footnotes. Al-Fajr, the dawn, usually interpreted as the first 10 nights of the month of Dhul Hijjah, based upon the following verse, what has been sworn to by Allah, that he will certainly punish the disbelievers. Another name for the first people of Ad, to whom Prophet Hud was sent, of supporting their tents or buildings, by which he tortured people. He is proud rather than grateful, attributing the favor to his own merit. Number 17, no, but you do not honor the orphan. 18, and you do not encourage one another to feed the poor. 19, and you consume inheritance, devouring it altogether. 20, and you love wealth with immense love. 21, no, when the earth has been leveled, pounded, and crushed. 22, and your Lord has come, and the angels rank upon rank. 23, and brought within view the day is held. That day man will remember, but how, i.e. what good to him will be the remembrance. 24, he will say, oh, I wish that he had sent ahead some good for my life. 25, so on that day none will punish as severely as his punishment. 26, and none will bind as severely as his binding of the evildoers. 27, to the righteous it will be said, O reassured soul. 28, return your Lord well pleased and pleasing to him. 29, and enter among my righteous servants. 30, and enter my paradise. Footnotes: it is not like you to imagine. Rather, Allah tries people through prosperity and hardship and rewards both gratitude and patience with honor in the hereafter, not caring whether it is lawful or unlawful to pass judgment. See footnote to 219, the everlasting life of the hereafter. We've made it to another surah. We're on Surah Al-Balad. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Number 1, I swear by this city, i.e. Mecca. Number 2, and you, O Muhammad, are free of restriction in this city. Number 3, and by the Father and that which was born of him. Number 4, we have certainly created man into hardship. 5, does he think that he will never anyone overcome him? 6, he says, I have spent wealth in abundance. 7, does he think that no one has seen him? 8, have we not made for them 2 eyes? 9, and a tongue and 2 lips. 10, and have shown him the 2 ways. 11, but he has not broken through the difficult paths. 12, and what can make you know what is breaking through the difficult paths? 13, it is the freeing of a slave. 14, or feeding on a day of severe hunger. 15, an orphan or near relationship. 16, a needy person in misery. 17, and then being among those who believed and advised one another to patience, advised one another to compassion. 18, those are the companions of the right. Footnotes, Al-Balad, the city, said to the Adam, upon to be peace, of good and evil, i.e. the steep incline obstacle. In other words, he has not spent in the cause of Allah, but only boasts of spinning in front of others. Or the companions of the good fortune, i.e. those who receive their records in their right hands and proceed to paradise. "19. But they who disbelieved in our signs, those are the companions of the left. 20. Over them will be fire closed in." Footnotes, or the companions of ill fortune, i.e. those who receive their records in their left hands and proceed to hell. The cover over hell will be sealed and locked, containing its fire and its inhabitants. We've made it to another surah. We're on Surah Ash-Shams. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Number 1, by the sun and the brightness. Number 2, and by the moon when it follows it. Number 3, and by the day when it displays it. Number 4, and by the night when it covers, i.e. conceals it. Number 5, and by the sky and he who constructed it. Number 6, and by the earth and he who spread it. Number 7, and by the soul and he who proportioned it. Number 8, and inspired it with discernment of its wickedness and its righteousness. Number 9, he has succeeded who purifies it. Number 10, and he has failed who instills it with corruption. Number 11, Thamud denied their prophet by reason of their transgression. Number 12, when the most wretched of them was sent forth. Number 13, and the messenger of Allah, i.e. Salih, said to them, do not harm the she-camel of Allah or prevent her from her drink. Number 14, but they denied him and hamstrung her. So the Lord brought down upon them destruction for their sin and made it equal upon all of them. 15, and he does not fear the consequence thereof. Footnotes, Ash-Shams, the sun. The earth, also interpreted as the sun. The same applies to the following verse, i.e. balanced and refined it, created it in such tendencies and consciousness to hamstrung the she-camel which has been sent by Allah as a sign to them and then killed. Allah is not asked about what he does, but his servants will be asked. We've made it to another surah. We're on Surah Al-Layl. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Number 1, by the night when it covers. Number 2, and by the night when it appears. Number 3, and by he who created the male and female. Number 4, indeed, your efforts are diverse. 5, as for he who gives and fears Allah. 6, and believes in the best reward. 7, we will ease him toward ease. 8, but as for he who withholds and considers himself free of need. 9, and denies the best reward. 10, we will ease him toward difficulty. 11, and what will his wealth avail him when he fails? 12. Indeed, incumbent upon us is guidance. 13. And indeed to us belongs the hereafter and the first life, so I have warned you of a fire which is blazing. 15. None will enter to burn therein except the most wretched one. 16. Who had denied and turned away. 17. But the righteous one will be avoided. 18. He who gives from his wealth to purify himself. 19. And not giving for anyone who has done him a favor to be rewarded. 20. But only seeking the face, i.e. acceptance of his Lord Most High. 21. And he is going to be satisfied. Footnotes. Al-Lail, the night, with darkness, i.e. when he dies or is destroyed. It can also mean when he falls into the hellfire, i.e. without intending reciprocation for some benefit to himself. We've made it to another surah. We're on Surah Ad-Du'a. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Number 1, by the morning brightness. Number 2, and by the night when it covers with darkness. Number 3, your Lord has not taken the love of you, O Muhammad, nor has he detested you. Number 14, and the hereafter is better for you than the first life. 15, and your Lord is going to give you and you will be satisfied. 6, did he not find you an orphan and give you refuge? 7, and he found you lost and guided you. 8, and he found you poor and made you self-sufficient. 9, so as for the orphan, do not oppress him. 10, and as for the petitioner, do not repel him. 11, but as for the favor of your Lord, report it. Footnotes. Al-Durra, the morning brightness, i.e. the brightness of heat of the sun, and become still anyone who seeks aid or knowledge. We've made it to another surah. We're on Surah Ash-Shar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Number 1, did we not expand for you, O Muhammad, your breasts? Number 2, and we removed from you your burden. Number 3, which we had weighed upon your back. Number 4, and raised high for you your repute. Number 5, for indeed that with hardship will be ease, i.e. relief. 6, indeed with hardship will be ease. 7, so when you have finished your duties, then stand up for worship. 8, and to your Lord direct your longing. Footnotes. Ash-Shar al-Sharia, expansion, i.e. enlighten, assure, and gladden your heart with guidance, by forgiving any errors which you may have committed previously or might commit. Consequently, burden can also refer to the anxiety experienced by the Prophet at the beginning of the mission. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.